This was all housing in here. This used to be Copeland lumber, where the elks, where the eagles are. That used to be Copeland lumber. Then they moved from there
down to East Main.
Yeah, they moved, but before they moved to East Main, they were here, and this is their lumber yard and everything here. Then they moved from here over to the corner. Now that building there is still the original offices of the Hunt's Cannery. This used to be a tall, four-story concrete brick building, and it caught fire.
Yeah, that was Vancouver Door.
Yeah, now it's Vancouver Door. But I mean that before, and Copeland lumber was right here on this corner. Then they moved down there where that liquidator building now is. Yeah. Now, during the Depression, we had Mr. Catron. Paul Hannawalt was the head of the schools, of all the schools in the town, and Harry P. Hansen was the principal of the high school, our high school and junior high. We had the Meeker, J.P. Stewart, Frank R. Spinning, and Maplewood were all the four schools, and that was it in the whole town. And we had 2 football coaches, and Mr. Popkini and Catron were the track coach. Didn't have baseball, but
who were the football coaches?
The Dahlbergs. They lived right in these 2 houses. The school owned these 2 houses here, and they supplied them with housing.
Oh yeah.
Jiggs Dahlberg and Jiggs and Al Dahlberg. Yeah.
And then Carl Sparks.
And Carl Sparks. He was my coach. Dahlbergs had already got into the service when they during the war.
So you played for Carl Sparks then?
Oh yeah. Carl Sparks and Cal Wasman. Carl Wasman. Carl Wasman was Bob Heil's cousin. I didn't know that until There used to be, where those little buildings are right now, there used to be a grocery store and hamburger. They'd make us hamburgers for 10 cents during the school. We'd run over there, and the school told us we couldn't do that anymore. And of course, there was no smoking on the school grounds. You couldn't smoke. You had to go on the other side of the tracks if you was going to smoke. You had to go beyond 5th if you was going to smoke, and you had to go beyond 11th if you was going to smoke. Then after the war, so many of the GIs came back. They had smoking rooms in the high school. That really floored me. I couldn't believe that when I went back to school sometime.
Wow.
Well, so a lot of the guys came out of the service and went back to high school?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. In fact, 2 of our guys that went into the service, they went to the Navy. They finished up their schooling and graduated with the class of, I think they graduated when we, after we had our 50th wedding and 50th graduation deal. They got cap and gowns, and then they gave the cap and gowns to the class.
Wow.
So they could hand them on to other kids. But this was all vacant area. That house was there. I remember when they built those 2 houses along in here. I mean, you cut the boards by hand. You cut and measured every one. Boy, I tell you, it was something. Well, is there anything else I can take you to?